You can put that man on TikTok and he has 1 million views. Uguti, this man did this to me. Do you think that man feels shame? Men don't feel shame, guys. Men only deal with consequence. Hey guys, hi. Hey you guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have no idea who I am, my name is Bella Simone. So obviously this comb is going to be my mic holder for today. And today we're going to do a little chit chat video. I feel like it's been a while since we did like a little chit chat video, like a girls talk. Okay, no boys allowed. I always say this is a personal development channel for women. No boys are. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. You can stay as long as you sit and you behave yourself. Yeah, behave yourself. Anyway, today we're doing a little chit chat video. I am excited to be chatting with you guys again. I've had like a really weird year so far. Like this first half of the year has been really weird. I'm not here to talk about that. Like this video is not to talk about that, but I just want to put it out there that it's been a little bit weird for me. So the other day I went on a rant and I was talking about how, like in my Instagram stories, I was talking about, you know, when you're a woman and you are on the journey of self-mastery, there's no dream a man can sell you that you cannot give to yourself, right? And I just want to mention that, like, I think one of the things that made the beginning of this year uncomfortable for me was because I feel like I always set out to do things because I feel like I'm going to get to a place where I have a feeling of completion. And by that, I mean that, like, if I don't feel like I'm getting to where I want to be spiritually, or I'm getting to where I want to be intellectually, like I want to look at things a different way, you know, I want to philosophize a lot of things where certain things don't get to me or whatever, or it's, you know what I mean? Like it's almost as if I use a lot of things that I go through or a lot of things that I learn to get to a place where life is not going to get to me anymore, which is really, really unrealistic because you're never going to get to that place. Like I've always said that, like, I had the desire from when I was growing up to have like Buddhist levels of like enlightenment, where I'd be so enlightened that so many things would just be like, oh, it's fine, it is well, it is how the universe intends it to be, and da, da, da. And even though I feel like maybe it is possible to get to that place, like my brother said something so profound to me when I was ranting about, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm too involved in this life, you know, I'm too involved. And my brother was like, where do you live? You live here in this life. Like, this is where you are, you're in the world. Why do you feel like you have to avoid the world and living itself? And I didn't realize that, like, me trying to get to some point of completion within, like, you know, my enlightenment or whatever, was me trying to escape life. And that's not what spirituality or trying to be enlightened or whatever is about, or awakening is about. It's not about getting to like a finite point of saying, now I am here and nothing in this life gets to me. We are here to live, right? We are here, yes. We're in the matrix, we are in the system, but like we're here to live. We are here to see things. We're here to enjoy life. We're here to go on this journey. I think I mentioned this when I made my imposter syndrome video or something, where I was talking about how in Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, the guy basically is taken on a journey, you know, to experience things, where he is on this journey where he's looking for his treasure, but also he's there on this journey to experience it because it is life, like for him to live and see things. And that's what, like, I think I have the tendency to want to control things so much that if something makes me feel uncomfortable, I feel like I haven't done enough spiritual work or like self-work or whatever, where these things are still getting to me. Like, why is this thing still getting to me? Like, why am I still triggered by this? Whereas I don't need to respond that way. I have to realize that actually I need to give myself grace because I'm a human being. Okay. That being said, when I talk about the self-mastery journey, the self-mastery journey does not get to a place of completion where you're like, yeah, I am the master. Like, I don't know, like maybe like you think you're going to get to a place where like you're the final avatar and like you master the elements. I was watching a movie yesterday. I'm gonna try to get all my thoughts in, guys. You know, like sometimes I'm a little bit scattered, but follow me here. I was watching a movie called Level 16. Please do watch it. And in level 16, I don't know if I'm going to spoil it if I explain it this way. I might spoil it. Is my mic still on? Okay, cool. I might spoil it, but yeah, it's basically young ladies who are raised in this like school, like this boarding school almost type of thing, but like all they know is that school, and they teach them certain things. They basically indoctrinate them and give them ideas of what it is to be, you know, a feminine woman with feminine virtues, and you behave a certain way. Ultimately, basically, they find out that it's not what they think it is. It's really, really not what they think it is. So without going too deep into that, and to not spoil it for you guys, so hopefully you might watch the video, come back to this video, and I mean watch the movie, come back to this video, and leave me a comment about what you thought about the movie, and how it also reflects certain standards that are put out there by our society, and how women are expected to behave and women are expected to present, you know, and what femininity is thought to be. I've made a video about this where, you know, I've been deconstructing a lot of what it means to me to be like a woman, you know, what it's been sold to me, and how even I partook in that at some point. I was like, being a feminine woman, you must, da, da, da. And all of that is very like male-centeredness. But anyway, I'm gonna share a story with you guys. So this is a while ago, it's probably some years ago even, where I went to this restaurant and I was sitting there by myself, and a gentleman, you know, joined me. And this gentleman, just a nice looking man, nice clean gent, and he says to me that, you know, Cece, I'm looking for a second wife, right? He says he's married, but he's looking for a second wife, and da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. So what is the purpose of you looking for, like, why are you looking for a second wife? And he says it's because he has this other house, right? So he's got properties basically, but he has this other house that he frequents. And every time he goes there, he realizes that he has to open the gate himself, and that he has to like worry about his own food, like what he's eating, where he's eating, whatever, right? So he has to prepare his own food, he has to open his own gate. So in my mind, I'm just like, oh, okay. No, actually, when I answer him, I'm just like, oh, so basically what you're looking for is someone to open your gate and someone to make you some food. And he says to me, no, you know, it's not really like that, because, you know, as a wife, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, but this is what you're saying to me. Essentially, what you're looking for is someone to open your gate and someone to prepare your food. And that, as much as it wasn't like a huge, like, aha moment for me, but I've always kind of understood how men use women as pawns in their lives, right? So men, you know, they compartmentalize things, and with women we have the tendency to have things interconnected. So and yes, I might be wrong, I'm not saying all women, but men have the tendency to compartmentalize things, and that's why they're able to put us in this particular box and then have a completely different, you know, life or whatever, and put another person in this little box and then put this in this box and whatever. But now the thing is, with women, we are socialized, or we are made to believe and indoctrinated into like this thing that like the man is like at the center of many things that we do. But whereas with a man, you are just one section of his life, you know, you are just one section where it's like, oh, okay, there's this lady that's there making the children, and not like that, but you know, like that. So okay, so I had to take a little bit of a break, and that's why this angle might be a little bit different from what you just watched. Yeah, so I think I'm relaying that message just as an example of how differently men and women regard romantic relationships in their lives. For women, it is more like romantic relationships are almost at the center of your life, whereas with men it's just like a whole other compartment that's just a part of, you know, what makes part of his life. You know, it's not like the everything. So even when they're married, even when they have children, that's just one compartment, whereas a woman is like, I'm a wife and a mother. And it's also another thing, because the more men are seeing us decenter them and seeing how we go about our relationships, they shame us. shame is I don't know, a weapon of mass destruction to women, right? Because men and women, again, we do not experience shame the same way. Y'all, I am on the journey of undoing shame from different areas of my life. It is not easy. It's not easy because these things are indoctrinated in us from birth. You are shamed for so many different things until you become the shamer, and y'all are just shamists living in this shamed world. Shame, shame, shame. But also, men and women do not experience shame the same way. Think, for example, when you send a man a long paragraph about, you did this to me and you did that to me, that is your attempt at shaming a man. But a man will go and do the same stuff. You can put that man on TikTok and he has 1 million views. Uguti, this man did this to me. Do you think that man feels shame? Men don't feel shame, guys. Men only deal with consequence. Men deal with consequence. If you say to a man, oh, you hurt me so bad. I don't know why you cheating on me. Why are you doing these things to me? Your behavior, da, 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 da. That is a shame. That's a tool of shame, right? You're trying to say, look at your behavior. Feel ashamed about what you're doing. The man does not register shame the same way that you register shame. And he's just there like, oh, okay, but you're still here. You know why? Because there has not been any consequence to his action. There has not been any consequence. So if somebody does something to you, if a man does something to you, and you say, listen, I don't appreciate this. And he's like, well, whatever. You haven't, unless you actively do something, you take away, his access to you, for example. You stop engaging with him sexually or whatever. There's a consequence to something that he did, and he understands that this is a consequence. Otherwise, it's like, you're just saying stuff, but really you're still here because you don't receive shame the same way that he receives shame. If somebody calls you out on your behavior, you feel so bad because you're a woman. You feel so bad that, that's why there's things like, you're so unladylike. Why did you say this? So, are you wearing that? Do you think niggas give a fuck about that type of shit? Do you think they care? No, they don't care. That's why they will leave their wives in the public for people to see, their wives and children, for people to see. And people are like, wow, he really did that shit. He has no shame. He has no shame. He has no shame. They don't feel shame the same way that we feel shame. That's why the paragraphs don't do anything. And another thing is that now, Besenians, I'm a story time 7 parts, footnote 7 parts, 25 parts story time. I can't believe this person and, all the things that I did and all the things. Oh my God, y'all. I'll tell you now, I'm not saying that I'm the biggest clever or whatever. But because let me tell you, the man will love what you love. If you love him, he loves him. If you love you, he loves you. That's all. You focus on yourself. When Shira 7 preaches all the stuff that she preaches, people are saying she's a gold digger and she's like this and da da da. No. I'm going to tell you how men use women to enhance their images. They use women to brush their egos, right? There's a guy, very popular guy. I'm not going to go into too deep about it. And this guy, he has some money. So he dates influencers and he likes to show off to his friends like, hey, look who's texting me, look who I was with, look at it. All of that is him performing. It's a performance of, look at the type of man I am. This is the type of woman I can pull. Let me tell you, when I was deep into making hypergamy content on TikTok, some people would come in the comments and say, oh, you really are saying this out loud in public. Which man is going to want to date you? Baby, that's when my DMs were popping. They were popping, and they were popping in a certain text bracket. They were popping in my favorite text bracket. They were just there. Like, hey, let me take you for some lunch. Hey, you know why? Because they wanted to be seen with me at the time when I was making that content and people were talking shit about me. They wanted to be seen with me, which would mean that, then I really have money because I'm with this girl who openly in public says that she only deals with niggas with money. Well, only deals with generous niggas. So I didn't allow people to make me feel shame. I am undoing shame in my life to a point where like I don't want to give a fuck anymore. Like, I really don't want to give a fuck anymore. Like, another thing that I want to say is, when you watch my videos and you feel like there are places where I contradict myself, please understand that I'm a human being and I am growing and I'm on this journey. Like, I might feel a certain way today and I might feel a different way in next few months, because I'm constantly assessing my thoughts, right? Like, I'm constantly questioning. Like, I understand that also the fluidity of consciousness. It's not just about, okay, me, I like this, then you are. I want to know why I like the things that I like. I want to know why is it that I feel like, if this is what luxury is to me, or assimilating to this is what's more like this, why do I want to be palatable in this space? Why do I feel like this? Like, I like to question things. I like to ask myself. That's how I make my life fun, because if I'm not flexing the brain muscle, then what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, if I don't have, I like to question myself. It's really one of my favorite things, and I think it's one of the things that make me interesting, right? So, you guys, I feel like I've been going on and on and on and on. There's a lot that I'm gonna edit out in this video, but yeah, please leave me a comment. What do you want us to talk about? Actually, let's do weekly chit chats. Let's do weekly chit chats, and you guys say, hey, actually, Palisa, let's talk about this. Because even making this video, there's someone who commented on my Insta story. Actually, a couple of ladies did, where they're like, hey, actually, expand on this on your YouTube. Do like a sit down video and expand on this on your YouTube. When I was talking about the self mastery thing, that like, there's no dream a man can sell you if you're on the journey of self-mastery. Another man came into my comments and he says to me, yeah, but you make babies by yourself, you can't get married by yourself. And I was like, there are a lot of women who that is not their dream for them. And also, that's another thing, him assuming that like your entire dream is going to be you wanting to get married and have kids. Like, there are other dreams that women have. You're not just like waiting around that like, in the meantime, let me just work, or in the meantime, let me just do this. You're doing those things as a part of your life. You have a bigger dream. You know what I mean? Like, if you have dreams of traveling and you're married and you have kids, it does not mean that like you have dreams of traveling. Do you understand? Like, your ultimate dream is not just you becoming a mother and a wife. And that's why when I said that, he really couldn't understand that like, there's no dream a man can sell you that you can't give to yourself. It had nothing to do with the woman being married with children. That's not a woman's only dream. A lot of women do not even have that dream to have kids. A lot of women don't even have the dream to get married. But also, men don't understand how we can exist in autonomy without them, because it's very difficult for them to live in autonomy without us, because again, they use us to assert themselves in their ego and assert themselves to other men in connection to what type of woman do you have? Do you understand? And when he said that, I was like, it's not every woman's dream to be a mom and to be married. It's like, yeah. And he said, yes, it is. And I said, okay. Because you see, another thing is, I'm not about to argue with a man over woman business. I'm not about to argue with a man over, like, if a man feels like he knows me more than I know me, first of all, that's insanity, because nobody knows me like I know me. Right? That's insanity. So for him to say, yes, it is every single woman's dream. And listen, I understand that there are a lot of women right now, there's conversations about antinatalism and not getting married and celibacy and all these things. And there are women who have children who have expressed that they regret being, mothers, that they regret having children. And they say, as much as I love my child and whatever, I really regret having a child. And there are women who don't have children who say, I actually regret not having children. So it's different from person to person, but that's why we should not also think that being a mom and having kids is every woman's dream, or it is the only dream, right? Or that's the only dream a woman can have when you're a mom and your wife. That's it. Like, you can't, there's nothing outside of that. You shouldn't want to have dreams of scuba diving or diving with the sharks or whatever. Whereas a man can be this multi-dimensional, multifaceted person that's doing all these different things because, you know, they have, the world is their oyster. And for us, the world is, I don't know, I get get dots working. Do you understand? So yeah, guys, I think I'm done with my rant for today. If you're not already subscribed, you know the deal. You know this by now. You gotta subscribe. You just subscribe. Like, just subscribe, okay? Oh, and of course, please do follow me on my social media. And like I said, please tell me what you guys want to talk about. I want to do these weekly chit chats with you guys. Bye.